I joined a Roblox hotel game I'd played dozens of times before. Everything looked normal. Players were checking in. Music played in the lobby. The elevator doors opened. I stepped inside with 5 other players. Someone pressed the top floor. The doors closed. Floor 2, floor 5, floor 8, then. The elevator jolted. The lights flickered. A new button lit up. -1, nobody had pressed it. The elevator started going down, past the lobby, past the basement. The floor counter kept changing. B1, B2, then -1. The doors slowly opened. Beyond them was a hallway, no walls, just endless darkness with a single strip of lights running down the center. One player immediately stepped out. He typed, "Secret floor?" The doors shut before he could come back. His name disappeared from the player list. Everyone started laughing. We assumed he had left the game. The elevator climbed back to the lobby. Everything seemed normal, except there were now only 5 reflections in the elevator mirror, even though 6 of us were still inside. Nobody noticed except me. I counted again. 6 players, 5 reflections. When the doors opened, everyone rushed out. I whispered in chat, "One reflection is missing." Nobody replied. Instead, one player turned around. He slowly walked back into the elevator without saying a word. The doors closed. No one had pressed a button. The elevator left by itself. I watched the floor indicator. Lobby. B1. B2. -1. It stayed there for almost a minute, then returned. The doors opened. The player walked out. He looked the same. Same clothes, same avatar. But his username was different. Just 1 extra letter. Nobody else seemed to notice. They continued playing as if nothing had happened. I checked his profile. It wouldn't load. Instead, a message appeared. "Player not recognized." I left the lobby and explored the hotel. Every hallway felt quieter than before. Eventually, I found a service elevator hidden behind a door marked "Staff Only." Its display already showed -1. The doors were open. Inside, someone had written on the wall, "Don't ride alone." I should have walked away. Instead, I stepped inside. The doors closed immediately. There were no floor buttons, only one lever. It was already pulled down. The elevator began to descend. The lights turned red. The music stopped. I heard breathing. Not through my headphones. Inside the elevator, someone else was breathing with me. When the doors opened, I wasn't in the hotel anymore. It looked like the same building, but abandoned. Furniture covered in dust, broken lights, dark stains across the carpet. Every room number was scratched out. The hallway seemed endless. I noticed security cameras following me. Every camera slowly rotated as I walked. Then, one of the hotel room doors creaked open. Inside was the exact lobby I'd been standing in a few minutes earlier, except everyone was frozen. Every player stood perfectly still. The elevator doors in the lobby opened. Another version of me walked out. He looked around, smiled, then joined the other players. Nobody reacted. It was as if he'd always been there. A loud ding echoed behind me. The service elevator was leaving, without me. I sprinted back. The doors closed inches before I reached them. The display changed, returning to lobby. I was trapped. Then, every hotel room door opened at once. Dozens of Roblox avatars stepped into the hallway. Each one looked almost normal. Until I realized every single one had my face, not my avatar. My face. They all pointed toward the end of the corridor. There was another elevator waiting. Above it, a sign. Next replacement. The doors opened by themselves. Inside stood the player who had disappeared first, the one who stepped onto floor -1. He smiled and whispered through the chat, "It's your turn to stay." My game froze, then crashed. The next day I searched for the hotel. It was still there. Millions of visits, thousands of active players, nothing unusual. But ever since then, whenever I ride an elevator in any Roblox game, I always check the buttons, because every once in a while, for just a second, a button appears that wasn't there before. -1. And no matter how many times I blink, someone has already pressed it.